Hi, baby. We're live.
All right, guys. This is Takoyo Carlton. I'm super excited to be hosting your strategic partners live session today, and of course, we got some incredible speakers as we always do. And real quick here, let me get some in-house stuff done so that we do not mess this up. Okay, remove. All right, there we go.
You got this, partner. I love it.
All right, good stuff. And if you can, I got some stuff here I need to do on my side, technical side.
Hey, everybody. While Takoyo is working behind the scenes, I just want to say hello. I am your strategic partner, Debbie Peltola Salmons. Super fired up to be here tonight for this live stream with Takoyo. We've got some other guests coming on in. Here she comes, the amazing Allie D. But I'm going to tell you what, this is what I love about strategic partnerships, you guys, right? This is how you work together. Our main man, Ali, is across the country doing some other things. We got Takoyo that comes on in. We got problems. We don't care. Here we are streaming with you. So I'm going to turn it to you, Takoyo. We're going to get some talking done.
Good stuff. And so listen, we're going to be talking today, but of course, before we get started, we got to go ahead and play our intro. It's no show without the intro, right?
That's right.
So let's go ahead and get that squared away here real quick, guys. And thank you for being patient with us. And we'll get this thing started right now.
All eyes on me, who is he? Then you better come get your girl dog. All eyes on me, party like a rock star. You can find me MVIP. All eyes on me, yeah, where the girls are. This is how your night should be. All eyes on me, all eyes on the prize. Money super size, G5 super fly, should be supervised. Do or die, open up your eyes, head to the sky. Keep a mean bad mommy on the side. Make a tsunami, kamikaze on the mind. Spit flow, paparazzi flash shine, get dough. Champagne, Merlot, cash and tango. In the VIP, now she wanna touch her ankle. Get low, mueve mami como el dembow. All eyes on me, peeping through the window. Get mine, get yours, believe it or not. In the meantime, I'ma keep my eyes on the top. All eyes on me, drinks on me, girls on me, on the dance floor. All eyes on me, who is he? Man, you better come get your girl dog. All eyes on me, party like a rock star. You can find me in VIP. All eyes on me, yeah, where the girls are. This is how your night should be.
And here we go, guys. Again, this is Takoyo Carlton, your strategic, one of your strategic partners. And of course, we've got to bring on our guest host as well, as we always do. We're going to start with the lovely young lady with the blonde hairdo. And of course, she's out of the state of Florida. We're super excited to have her. She has 30 plus years of experience in the industry of home-based business and traditional business. Let's give it up for Debbie Salmons.
Hey, you guys. Oh, man, Takoyo, LED, as we say, like, this is just, you're going to hear this, you guys, every Wednesday night. This is our favorite time of the week. We look forward to it. We catch up with each other. We catch up with all of you. And I want to tell you guys that I have already had an absolutely stellar week. And I want you to know why. I unplugged this past weekend. And that set me up for success already this week. So I'm ready to dig in. Back to you, Takoyo.
Good stuff. And of course, that's incredible. You got to unplug sometimes. But let's go back to our incredible guest host as well. This young lady is just phenomenal. She's amazing. She's been in the home-based business arena. She's an incredible mother and wife. And ladies and gentlemen, she's had a lot of success, and she's helping other people to attain that very success. And so let's go ahead and bring on Ali D.
Oh, thank you so much, Takoyo. Hopefully my sound's a little bit better. I had to do some fixing. You guys say yes? Okay, sometimes just logging off and back in helps. So yeah, like Debbie said, this is our favorite time of the week. I've had a fantastic week, been working on some really exciting projects that I can't wait to share with you, been a little bit more active in our group as well. So if you don't know what group we're talking about, stay tuned. We'll be sharing more about it later on, but it's where we're going to give you all sorts of business tips and insights and just amazing content and value for you. And so I've been working on that, and it's been a phenomenal week. So thank you, Takoyo.
Good stuff, good stuff. And so, again, I'm Takoya Carlton, and I've had an incredible week so far as well. And again, it's just simply just working and doing the thing. And so I made a commitment to myself last weekend that this week I would go all out. I would do more than I've ever done in the last, past year, right? So again, I know I've had a lot of success in the past, but again, the past is the past. And so now we're working on the present. And so this week we've been going hard. We've been talking to people. We've been having meetings. We've been setting up team goals. We've been having, team group meetings and things of that nature to help people to progress and grow their businesses. And so again, with that, guys, let's go ahead and get into our show real quick. And of course, we're talking about what to do when everything goes wrong, right? When everything you put in place goes wrong, right? And so we've all got a lot of experience in that here recently, but we're going to talk about our past experiences of how this has affected us, and more importantly, the people that we care about, the people that we fell in love with, the people that went on that journey with us. How do we overcome that? So we're going to actually start off with Debbie, and of course, we're sending over to you.
I'm going to tell you guys, this is a really, really big and important topic. And when I say big, it encompasses a lot of ground and a lot of businesses and a lot of lives and a lot of, mental fortitude and financial fortitude. It encompasses, this is it. This is entrepreneurship in your face, right? When things go bad. And here's what I want to let you know. They always will. They always will. Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're so right. And I was going to say, like, we were just talking about this today too, about, how you've been such a great leader through this. So yeah, it happens. It does.
Yeah. Thank you, Allie. Yeah. And, I think probably, the best way to get started, Takoya, and we'll bounce it off of each other, but, we all have just been through a bit of a challenging situation. Where, things didn't go the way they were supposed to. And for me personally, what I can share with you about being a leader in that position, I had about 2,500 people basically in my charge, right? That I had created relationships with. So I'm going to, as we do here, I'm going to share with you what I do. And the first thing I did was took a pause. I took a pause, and it was a pretty dramatic situation. And it was not just business. It also affected me on a personal level. And so I knew that I had to really shut everything down. So first thing I did was I contacted my entire team and said, we need to have a meeting and we need to have a chat. So whether you're the president of General Electric, like Jack Welch years ago, and he had to call his people in and say, we got to have a meeting. That's the first thing you got to do, is you must meet with your people, right? And after that, you may just need to pause, take a breath, and do what you got to do for yourself. And for me, in this last particular situation, I needed 3 days. I didn't know how long it was going to take, but I needed 3 days to unplug, shut down, and allow myself to feel all the feelings, right? So I'm going to just toss that back. We'll bounce, but we'll start with that.
You're muted.
You're muted, Takoya. It's all good, brother.
But you look nice while you're talking.
Good stuff. I was practicing my thing, but it's sometimes, it's like that. You kind of have to shut down, because when everything that you've put into something goes awry, right? We're talking about, hey, I've got all my time in this. I've told my family and friends, this is it. I've gotten people, literally someone just signed up the day that the company did what they did, right? Someone just signed up, and you have to go back and have that conversation, that heart to heart with them. Like, hey, listen, I know you just put up X amount of dollars, but here's what's up. And as a leader, we have to have that conversation with people. And it's hard. And, you're dealing with people's emotion. You're dealing with people's finances. You're dealing with people who said, you know what, that you had a conversation with, and you told them this was it. Hey, they were telling you about all the things they wanted to accomplish. They wanted to talk to you about the goals they were doing, talking about staying home as a single mom or a dad trying to, bridge the gap to really bring his family back together. And you had a solution for them. And then you got to go back and tell them that, hey, listen, things have changed.
And I'm going to tell you what, guess what you can continue to do as a leader? find a solution for them. That's what a good leader does. Even when a ship is starting to sink, you got to find life rafts for the people that are on that ship with you. And so as a good leader, you need to find those life rafts. I did that in my very first business, brick and mortar clothing store. I ended up having only 2 little employees, right? But when I knew I was going to close, I had started calling some other local clothing stores and said, hey, you guys looking for any help? I'm going to close my store. I wanted to find my 2 employees a job.
And that's amazing, because I've been a part of so many different companies. Some of them shut down, some of them I just left, and it's like, you don't find that. Usually when something starts going a little wrong, right, even the leaders, right, people you've been looking up to, just kind of run away. They hide, or they just chalk up to, not my problem, not my fault, sorry, it happened, right, and they move on to the next thing. But the amount of like integrity to have that, to help your team find something else and to not just leave them out cold, and that's going to speak volumes about you as a person and as a leader, and that really is going to help others want to do business with you, whether they've already been doing that and you see that you've helped them, or others on the outside that are like, oh my gosh, I know this just fell apart. You're helping your whole team when you don't have to find other things. I want to do business with this person in the future, right? So like, but I mean, in my experience and over 10 years, like I've really never seen that. And so like when we were talking, Debbie, I was like, that is phenomenal. That's amazing. I had a very small team for me, but a lot of them went their own ways, but I've invited them into the current things that we're doing, and I've kept in touch, because communication is so important. I didn't want people to be like, what just happened, right? And I even let them know when things started to kind of go south, when I was sensing that things weren't going the way that we all kind of hoped that they would. And so I kind of took a step back, and you touched on that as well, Debbie and Takoya, like taking some time to rest and to feel what's going on, because it was bitter in some ways, right? And heartbreaking, because we put our all into it and we loved it and we loved the people and everything it was about. And to see that kind of fall apart, it is saddening, and that's okay to feel that. And you have to give yourself that time to feel those emotions so that you can make right choices and you can still be there for what was your team, right? And still be that leader for them. So it was definitely a life lesson for all of them, but it's been amazing to watch, both of you, but especially you, Debbie, really lead your team even afterwards. Oh no.
It's all good. Yeah. And guys, here's the thing. I have been in this industry for 30 years, and I want you to know I haven't been the diamond or the president and the ambassador or whatever it is of every single company I've been in. That was by choice, because I have chosen to want to build my team. I did it in traditional business, online business, Takoya, or network marketing. It doesn't matter. I build a family. And the first thing I do when I start to have people come on board, whether it's an employee in a job or whether it's a network marketing business, is I build that relationship as a family. My first month or 2 of meetings have nothing to do with business. They have to do with who they are, who are their kids, what's their struggles, what's their story, all of that. And so that when you move forward, it's no longer just words. I got your back. I got you. I got you. How many times do you hear that? I got you. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I got you. And when I say that, it is my life's mission at that point to make sure I prove that I've got you.
Deb, real quick, when you say I got you, and then you say I got you, there's a difference.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Okay.
Because some people will just say, I got you. Then the company falls apart. Oh, man, it's every man for themselves. Mm-hmm. Whoa, swim for that own ship. Oh, man, grab that. I don't know, grab a buoy, grab something, because I'm swimming. No, I got you. I'm the captain of the ship. I'm the last one getting off. I'm finding your life raft first. And I'm going to tell you guys that it can be done. And it can be done, and you can be fine, and you can continue to progress. I found 4 different life rafts for my team. 4 different ones, because
Nice.
I had some people that were interested in products. I had some people that were interested in coaching, some people that just wanted kind of automation and funnels, other people that wanted to learn finances, right? I found a home for all of them. And yeah, go ahead, buddy.
That's amazing, because here's the thing. Let's just share the heart of the young lady who's speaking right now, Debbie, right? What leader, right, who's built an organization, right? We have these guys who are in charge of these thousands and thousands of individuals, or maybe even just hundreds, right? Maybe it was just 50 people. But hey, listen, something went wrong. I plan to fix it. And even if you don't roll with me, you don't come with me, I'm choosing to go this route, but I want to position you to win wherever you feel comfortable. And here's some options I've already looked at, already inspected, already know that these are good company and good caliber people. Here's a person I know you can connect with. See, most leaders wouldn't do that, because they'll sit there simply saying, hey, listen, they'll want you to follow them every company they go to. So we need to talk about that too, Debbie and Ali, because we know there's a lot of people like that too. As they build teams, they start building this following. And of course, people respect them and trust them. And they go from one company to the next company to the next company. No one's winning but the person who's the leader. So let's talk about that real quick, guys, because again, when everything goes wrong and you're left in leadership, you're left in the position to take care of people and make sure that they find a home, make sure that everything they said they wanted, that you can connect them to that vehicle that can do that for them. So let's talk about that, guys.
Quick question before I go into that. So I know there's like a phantom right now. Is my sound any better at the moment? Okay.
Perfect.
So I was using a new camera, and I think that was the issue. So before our 8 p.m. training, we'll just throw that in there, right? We're having an 8 p.m. training tonight. Debbie Salmons and I are going to be partnering up, and we're going to talk about how to build an audience in 2 different ways. So just throwing that back in there. So if this is for members only, right? So if you're not a member, let us know. We'll get you hooked up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, so I'll get my other camera before that. But touching on the leadership, right? You were just saying that, you can build this following and people follow you. But I just want to point out, and I'm just going to put Debbie in this spotlight today, because there is a difference. No, for real, because when we have this conversation and watching you, it's really touched me, inspired me, and made me reflect on myself as a leader, because you see in this industry, right? Someone goes to another company and their whole following follows them, or the majority of them. But that's just hey, I'm doing this, come join me. That's not hey, I'm doing this, come join me. But if it's not your cup of tea, let me help connect you to something else. That just goes way above and beyond what you typically see. I mean, because I've seen so many that I'm going to this and I'm going to this, and most people follow them. But I've been following certain people. I'm like, oh, that business, I don't want to do the next business. That one's not for me. And do they say, hey, how can I help you? No, it's just well, you know where I'm at if you want to be a part of it, right? So that I just want you guys to take that away from, if you don't take anything else today, take away that piece that is a real difference in being a true leader. How easy is it to say, oh yeah, I'm a leader, people just follow me in every business I go into, and being a leader that says, I help my people, I want to make a difference in their life, and I want to, help them really reach their dreams and goals. And if that means I'm spending extra hours trying to connect them with other people and things, that speaks volumes. That it's really priceless.
Yeah. Thank you, Ali. Yeah. And, for me, that's what it's always been about. It is 100% about the people. Listen, the money is nice. We all want it. Right. But that's not the absolute end goal for me. And it never has been. Right. And I can say, I'm fairly well respected, because that is the most important thing to me. And on that Saturday, when I had to call an emergency meeting with my team, here's what I said to them, you guys. And I'm going to hope I don't get teared up, because it was an emotional moment. Okay. Now, I want you to know that as a leader, I also work with my team. Now, I'm a bit excessive. This is me. But for 2.5 years, 5 days a week, twice a day. Monday through Friday in the morning, we have a prayer meeting, and we have a quick little get going lesson. And then in the evening, we would do some sort of training, right? And it's very, very varied, right? But the first thing I said was, we must have a team meeting. You must be there. And the first thing I said was, you are now going to get Mentoring 101 live. Because I said to them, what I do not want to have happen to you is to see any of the mindset progress that you made in the 2.5 years cause you to go back because now you don't trust yourself. I said, so you are going to walk through this with me. You're going to see my tears. You're going to see my anger, and you're going to see my toolbox on how quickly you process through it. And so that's just the way I lead. I also build an organization entirely different than the average leaders. This is the deal, guys.
Give us the deal.
The deal, Takoyo. If you're sitting on the mountaintop, you want to sit there alone? Because I don't.
No.
I don't. I want my team and the people that I care about to be sitting on that mountaintop with me. And so my sole goal as a leader is to do every single power in my, oh my God, dog, sorry, dog, in my power to help them get there. Everything. And that's me, right? And so the next part of that meeting was, okay, guys, I'm finding homes. I've got this, I've got that. Understand. All I'm doing is giving you options. You can either choose one or choose none or go on your way. I don't care. All I want is for the best for you. And I love you. And I hope I see you on Monday morning's meeting, no matter where you go. That's leadership.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
There's those that want to be called a leader, but very few that actually want to do the work to be a real leader.
Yeah,
good stuff. And so real quick, just to kind of piggyback off of you, Debbie, here we go with the piggyback thing, right? So
I love it.
Just to piggyback off Debbie, what she said, you're not a success until you've created successors. Y'all getting this? That's what she's talking about when she's talking about being on the mountaintop alone. It's not fun by yourself when you're making all this money and you're progressing through the comp plan and you're making money. You can go on the trips, you can go on the conventions, you can do all this stuff, but you don't have anyone who can really follow you. They're struggling still. So she's that type of leader who's hands-on and says, listen, let's go do it. Right? Like, we're going to do it. It's always inclusive. That's the difference between just a guy who's a leader and says, okay, here's the plan, blah, 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 blah. No, let's go do it. I'm here with you. Right? And then be accessible to those people that you've, kind of put yourself as ward as. You're accessible to them. You're not untouchable. And we see that a lot in leadership, right? Over the years, some guys at a certain position or a woman's at a certain position, and they seem so untouchable, right? Just like, you can't get a hold of them, right? Even if they're your personal sponsor, you're just like, I can't get a hold of them, Yeah. And, because you were just the person that they got into business, right? Just doing the business, just doing the numbers. And so, let me go ahead and kind of throw some of this stuff out here real quick. All right, good stuff. And so here, let me just throw this in real quick too, as well. I was a part of a company, and probably if I was probably never part of that company, I don't know if I really actually would have stayed in the home-based business arena. But we taught culture, we taught family, and that's what Debbie's talking about. We taught culture, we taught family, right? So the motto of the team that I was a part of is faith, family, finance.
Yes,
that was our motto. Team motto was faith, family, finance, right? And so again, that's why people say, well, Mr. Carl, like I'll work with somebody and sometimes it's hard, right? Because some people are difficult. We know that, but I'm the type of person and people say, hey, miss, you're working with someone too much or too long. You need to cut them loose. They're not doing anything. They're not working. And I just have that huge heart to where I want to see everybody win.
Yes.
Right. And again, it's to my own detriment sometimes because, you leave a conversation, you leave meetings and you're like, oh my God, how am I going to get through this? And no one's listening, no one's following. Right. And those are part of the struggles of having your own business, or building a business. And so real quick, let me kind of change it a little bit because I know, Debbie, you have a lot of success in the traditional side. So I know there's folks who listen to our show who aren't just home-based business, network marketers. So in traditional business, obviously you started over again and you talked about helping people get jobs from another place. So what are some of the things that happened when you had to kind of shift gears a little bit in some other scenarios as far as, being a traditional brick and mortar business owner?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, great. Yeah, the first experience I had, and guys, I was pretty young actually to really even think about it. I was probably, my math is bad, but probably 23 or so. And I only had 2 people working for me. And
Debbie, real quick, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
That was only 2 years ago. Come on.
Oh,
now.
right. Thank you. Gosh, Takoyo, check's coming. I love it. Yeah, so it was really, I did most of the work 6 days a week, but I had 2 friends that worked for me. And when I knew I finally had to close, I don't know. It was kind of innate in me a little bit. I want you to know. Well, we better hold up. I better stop.
Keep going.
Well, I had innate in me that I didn't want to let them down. It was, guys, it was innate. I can't tell you anything other than that. I had these 2 employees and I wanted to find something for them. So I did. I found them both another job at a clothing store. I'll tell you the next story after we say hello to our amazing.
So we got to give him an introduction. I just didn't want him just to pop on and start talking.
Yeah, give it to him. Go.
So here's my man right here. I've known him. He's my man, 100 grand. He is Ali Madawi. I mean, we're talking about 14 years of business ownership. He has built businesses in upwards to thousands to tens of thousands of people. He has coached people all around the world in different languages, different cultures. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, he is the leader of this strategic group. And of course, we want to bring on, guess who? Ali Madawi.
What's up, rock stars? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you, brother.
All right, good. Well, first of all, I want to apologize to each and every one of you and to you. I've had a character building day, a little bit though. So as you guys can tell, I'm not in my humble abode, and I have the opportunity to travel for business. I'm speaking for the United States Army tomorrow. Let's go! I'm excited for that. So as my wife and I go past TSA, because we have the pre-check. And, you really just use your eyes, they scan and you go in. But then I realized as I open my phone thing, right, like in the inside, I have the little wallet. I realized I have my PBA card, for our friendly police neighborhood. And then I realized there's no licensing there.
Oh.
Ouch. Yeah. So I'm traveling without a license. And, the good news is I can travel because, again, they just scan my eyes and I walk right in. So I've been trying to talk to the DMVs of Nevada and our friendly DMV in New Jersey. And, it's just been one of those, like, what are we going to do? So my wife and I were like, just relax. The DMV opens tomorrow. What's the worst that can happen? We know we can go back home. You might not be able to have a drink or two or go party, but hey, it is what it is, right? You should have paid attention to where you left your cell phone. But I'm excited about today's topic because a lot of goodness can come out of it for the viewers. And how was your week?
Oh, brother, we've all been having an awesome week. Week, and we've already nailed this topic going down this road. Great stuff.
And
well,
Ali, real quick,
go for it.
Kind of break it in real quick because obviously you coming in, we have some incredible hosts here who are business owners. But again, let's just hear from your perspective because again, you've been through not just one, not just 2. Like we're starting to sound like Miami right now. Not 3, but 4 companies who let you down. And again, you were able to come back every single time and not only just succeed, but over succeed, right? Is that right? Yeah. Over succeed.
But I'll let you have it. That's called Ali's English. You make up words as you go, and it becomes a word. Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. That's the new word, over succeed, right? So let's go ahead. Tell us about your journey, sir, of how that has happened in your life.
Yeah.
What did you do? How did you do it? And of course, what were the results?
Yeah, I'll tell you the fact of the matter is while I was going through each one, it was annoying, it was frustrating, it was scary. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened to me. It was the looking up to the sky and say, why me? Right? It was all of that. But looking back, I realized that it was always me that built the companies. The companies never built me, right? No pun intended on the branding itself for myself, but I understood that you know, every time, let me put it like this. Let me put it in a timeline for you. So North American Power, 2015, January 2015, they just decide like, hey, thank you, but we no longer need, you know, any field members. See you later. Bye. And being the quote unquote face at the time, like the youngest superstar, right? Like 68% of the company was in my organization. It was a big hit for me emotionally. But immediately within like 3 days, I had every company fly us around everywhere and saying, we want to offer you this and we want to offer you that. And then I realized something like, oh my God, I was the point of value, not the company. And I was moping around like, they took my car, man, they took my car. I will never be able to drive ever again. And I was not aware that there was all these dealerships that were looking at me and saying, you're the best driver ever. We want you to drive our car. We want you to show our car around. And then we went to VEMA, obviously. VEMA gets, you know, the whole FTC situation happening to them. Then again, I'm like, are you serious? Back to back, 8 months apart, 2 companies, 2 hits. All right. That was me having a little bit of confidence because I did it back to back. And I mean, I shot right up, you know, and I was like, yeah, there's something in here. And then I had a company that reached out to me, as you know, IDT Energy at the time. Like, hey, we don't have a network marketing or division or arm. We want you to build one, and you know what you need, we'll make it happen. And within almost 18 months, I mean, we went like hundreds of thousands of customers, history in the making, $1.6 billion company. Like, it was just incredible results that we were creating. But they were just doing things that were not necessarily within my core values. It was lack of integrity, and I just kind of, for the first time, I was like, you know what? Screw you. I'm out. You know, that was the very first. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not gonna do this anymore. And that's when I focused hardcore on the idea of becoming a mentor, a coach, a speaker, the things that I do and I enjoy doing every single day. And that was the first time we actually grossed $1 million in revenue as a couple and a household for my wife and I. And then we lost it as fast as we made it. Because I was investing everywhere else. I'm like, oh, once you got it, you got it. But no, it doesn't work like that. So then I was out until the last experience that we've had, where I was given the platform to continue what I wanted to do, what I love to do, what I'm doing right now. But I can include the masses within the network marketing business model itself. And I really put it like this. When the final chapter or the final page of the final chapter, if you will, came into play, I was not worried as much as I ever was in anything before. I'm like, all right, the show must go on. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna do my own thing like I've always done before, because I knew now, like, I'm like, I know what I'm capable of. But I was very, very disappointed from a personal standpoint, just because for the very first time ever that I had a personal, I trust you and I will lay my body for you. I will do whatever it takes. I will give you my money. I will give you my commissions. I will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars right back onto you, the company, because we're in here for the long term, right? We had this thing that we would talk about, like, we're going to do life together. And that hurt. I took my day or two to cry it out a little bit, and then, brush it off, get your big boy pants on. Yeah. Get
you said that right.
Yeah. I had to think about it, right? Get your big boy pants on, and we are still here. We are still strong, because at the end of the day, and this goes for everybody, I don't care if you have documented success or not, you are the driver. And every single dealership, even if that little dealership that only has 2 car slots, like that, just do 2 little cars, they want you to drive their car and walk around and say, I got it from here. So as long as you know that and you believe and cultivate that great driver that you can be, man, your NASCAR is waiting for you.
All right. So good stuff, man. Listen, it's so funny because I'm listening to you tell that story and how disappointing you were, and you took a couple of days, and I'm like, nah, it was actually a little bit more than that, because
it took 2 weeks.
Exactly. I wish I could put like the before and after picture. Like, if I could do this photo right here, that guy with a nice clean shave, right? No hair on his face, and then show how you look those 2 weeks. Oh my God, night and day, right?
I've had a beard for the first time in my adult life.
Well, it just so happened that all of this was going down while his wife was away. So it was like it was a mixture of stuff too, right? Like it was more than just everything went down when his beautiful bride was gone.
Well, I told everybody earlier, Ali, at the beginning of the show that I spent 3 days in seclusion, and I think Ali and I were on our phones with each other when we were both in seclusion, both looking a little rough, but that's what I started this whole show about, Ali, with Takoya and these guys, was you got to pause and you got to take the time you need. That's the first thing you have to do.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. And then for me, it was looking for lifeboats.
Right? Yeah, I'll put it like this for you, and I have to. I mean, I have to do this. Let's bring it to Will Smith and Chris Rock this weekend that just passed. I know everybody was talking about it, so I waited all the way till today. So Will Smith has been building up that moment for really decades. If you listen to his book or read it, they have a great book, by the way. Mm-hmm. Will, amazing book. Learned something. I'm listening to it for the second time, and he had a lot of that very same moment, and he always said, I hated the fact that I was a coward and I never could do anything about it. And I just walk away. Now, I'm not saying what he did was right. But for all the internet gangsters who are throwing like shades at my boy, Will Smith, let me tell you this. If it was your wife and you're sitting in the front, now there's two sides to it. And I'm going to tell you the other side too. If it was your wife, you don't know how you would react, because I don't know how I would have reacted either. Like
I know how my husband would have reacted.
Right. But on the flip side, there's two sides to it. On the flip side, you are that huge caliber of celebrity, and your net worth is like $67 million a year. Well, guess what? That scrutiny comes with it. So you signed that deal a long time ago. So you got to know that. But last but not least, if you have a comedian in front of you in your front row, man, you better know your ass is about to get a little roasted. I don't care. Mm-hmm. And the sad part is that they're best friends for years. So we're talking about, that Will Smith moment. That's when, that was a moment of where he could have showed leadership, and he failed a little, right? All he needed to do is wait until camera off, Chris Rock walked away, go to the side, and pin him to the wall. You go apologize to my wife right now. You get back on that mic after the commercial break and you apologize to my wife publicly, just like you embarrass her publicly. That 100%. And I got this perspective last night from my brother-in-law, Rick. We're talking and his father, and I didn't see it that way. And he was like, well, I'm to the side, pin him. And if he says, screw you, I'm not apologizing, then you can handle it however you want to handle it. Exactly. But that was a moment that I think, and even Will Smith admitted to it, that stained, such a beautiful day. I mean, let's just even go deeper onto, for the very first time that you have a 100% Black production team, Black hosting cast, like everything was done for a purpose of the community itself. Like, hey, this is a mega step up, right? Like for never having opportunities to having an opportunity. And there are people now who are looking at that like, you just stained a beautiful moment. That the highlight should have been the Grammys did 55% in ratings higher than any other year before in the history of the Grammys. That should have been the highlight. The highlight should have been like, a huge win for, Will Smith and Chris Rock and all the different actors and whatnot. But guess what? Guess what everybody's talking about? Two Black men slapping each other on a party. Mm-hmm. So I'm disappointed in my boy. Like, better than that, But again, there's a lot that goes into that situation. Yeah. So leadership is usually tested when your back is against the wall and when things are wrong. It's easy to be a positive motivational speaker when the money is right and everything is working out and you're the celebrity of your team. Like, when everybody loves you, man, it's easy to be a leader. It's when, and you guys saw some of this, especially you, Debbie. I know you saw some of this. When everyone is throwing rocks at you, everyone that you were helping and feeding for 2 years straight, and then all of a sudden they're turning on you because they just want to blame and get mad at somebody. that is a moment that you could show leadership by saying, hey, I get it. I know your pain. I'm just trying to help you out as much as I can with the best of the ability that I have. And you're in like, no, you're a horrible person. You're this is not. Totally understand why you would feel that way about me, and no excuse at all. I should have seen it coming, but I failed in my part. Like that, I would take pride in those moments of leadership from me over any prestigious success that I've ever had or business growth that I've ever experienced.
Good stuff. And MLK said this. He said basically the measure of a man or woman is how they deal with adversity when faced with it.
That facts. Right?
Yeah. So, real quick, we actually have some segments that we've actually put together for this event here. And of course, our first speaker today is going to be Ali D, who we just love. And of course, we send the feature over to you.
Let's go.
All right. Hey, everyone. All right. So mine, I'm usually pretty short and sweet, right? I get right to the point. And since we're talking about leadership and things like that, I wanted to talk to you just real briefly about how you're building your brand. So there's going to be two parts to this. The first part, when you're building your brand, is knowing who you are. Like, who are you? What do you stand for? What are your priorities? What are your beliefs? Like, you want to share those things because that is part of your brand. That's part of who you are. And, you can share that as much or as little as you're comfortable with. But like for me, I share my life with my kids. People that follow me know that my family is really important to me. They know that I am a Christian. They know that, I have a life where I am a recovered addict, right? Like certain things about my life that I share bits and pieces of. They know that I've gone through my own struggles. They know that I've been part of other businesses, right? They know what's important to me. They know where I stand. So where do you stand? What are your beliefs? Who are you? And then the second part is real simple to that. It's, are you living that out? So not only are you showing that on social media, but are you actually living it? Because when things like what we're talking about happen, right? When companies fall apart, when things get hard, you can say, right, that you believe these things or you believe in your team and you help them and all this, I've got integrity and I'm trustworthy. But then when it comes down to it, right, your character is really going to show through that. So whatever you're creating your brand, whoever you're portraying yourself to be that person, right? Don't forget to be that person and to, it's so much easier, like I said, to show, oh, I'm a leader and I look great on social media than it is to actually live that out when things get tough. So make sure as you're building your brand, you share about yourself, share who you are, your likes, your dislikes, your, like I said, your priorities, all of these things that make you who you are, but make sure it also stays true to you. And if you don't like maybe what you're seeing, that is going to push you to change, right? So if you're feeling like, I can't really show that I have this type of leadership or that I'm going to go this far for my team or whatever, think about that then. Like, think about what type of leader you're being and what type of community you're creating for yourself and what type of brand you have, right? Don't just talk about it, be about it. And that's all I've got for you today.
Bro, don't talk about it. Be about it. What?
That's right.
Put up or shut up. No.
Seriously.
But good stuff, man. Ali D. Awesome as always and great points. We got another one coming up, another segment coming up here in a minute. But I want to kind of get back and just into our conversation here about, when everything is awry, when everything goes wrong. What do you do? What type of leader do you become? What type of person do you become? Right? Do you become a scavenger? Right? Because we've seen that happen, right? People going after people and no, they weren't even a part of the organization. They didn't even know who you are. Never even spoke to you. Right? And you're going after those folks. And we've seen some folks who say, like Debbie, hey, I'm just going to take a little, breather. I'm going to keep my team connected, keep them abreast of what's happening, and also give them options. Again, and then, you look at Ali, a person who says, you know what? And I believe I go back to when I had a lot of success in the back. And my first time I broke through in network marketing, I broke through because I said, I'll show you. I didn't say it literally to them, but I said it to myself. Sorry. I'll show you, because I had friends and family members who were hating. You still doing that thing. You're going to the meetings. You're spending this money. You're going on these trips. All this stuff that people would do to you. And it's like at some point, it's like you just get fed up. And And so, again, I want you guys to speak on that real quick. What we were just talking about.
Well, I'll tell you, you know my deal. It's got to be integrity all the way, and it's got to be about my team. And I've been in this industry a long time, so the arrows don't really bother me. The rocks don't really bother me. They might stun me and surprise me for a moment, right? Because as I stated at the beginning of this call, this last company was a personal issue for me too. So that's a different game. But you just take a breather. And I'm sorry, I'm seeing the messages come up and I'm reading them. I got to stop doing that, right? Oh my gosh, sorry. So totally lost my train of thought, Tokoyo. I'm gonna have to toss it back to you because I was reading the stuff.
Yeah, so here's the reason I did that. I put it up first, but I saw she was distracted because she was looking off to the right or something. And I said she didn't see that. And then I put it back up and then she smiled and I said, okay, she saw it that time.
Yeah, I'm just want to say, Joanne, keep them coming, right? She's been so sweet with her comments today.
It is. Talk about encouraging.
Yeah, and absolutely. I remember last week we had someone doing the same thing. And so I want to send that back out to Joanne too as well and offer a 30-minute session with one of our coaches because she's definitely been participating with us today. She's been connecting. Awesome. And so we appreciate you. And for our appreciation, we're going to give you 30 minutes with any one of the trainers or strategic partners that we have, okay?
Pick me, Joanne. Pick the guy with the hair and the glasses.
But yeah, but to go back to that, right? When you mentioned, the scavengers or whatever, here's been this is just how I was brought up. This is how I've worked every business and company I've been with. I start from zero. I start with me. I can tell you, Ali can verify that. The first time I met him with the last company, I brought no one with me from any of my other companies. It was my husband and I. I don't need to vulture, right? Because I know that I have the skills necessary. I know that I can give
You value. Need to put that on a t-shirt. I don't need to vulture. That is hot.
I love it, man. That'll go viral. All right. And because guys, I'm just going to be honest. This is relationship marketing and I love it. I am proud to be in it. Right. But I am tired. I'm going to get real. I am tired of the people that say they care and they're into the relationship and they don't. They're in it for their paycheck. And I'm not going to just speak that. I am going to walk the walk, right? And I've walked that walk for 30 years and I'm never going to stop, right? Because to me, that's what's more important, right? And I'm just tired of that factor in an industry that I love. But what I also know, because I've been around so long, is karma comes back around.
That's right. Always does.
Karma comes back around.
See, Debbie doesn't just talk about it. She is about it.
Yeah, see, Ali, I is about it. I'm about it.
I was going to say you'd be about it, but that didn't sound right either.
Hey, I want to, if I may, I want to give a shout out because I know he's going to watch this. I'll be sure. I know. Ali D probably will not know who I'll Be Sure is. Do you know who I'll Be Sure? Yeah, I figured. But I'll Be Sure. He's a Grammy-nominated, 3-time Grammy-nominated R&B singer that did very, very well back in the day when I was a very little tiny baby. But I had the opportunity and the privilege to work with him in my very first network marketing company. We may be connecting and we may be doing some lives together. So shout out to that. And of course, for those of you who are watching, we just dropped that Facebook Essentials modules series showing you all the secrets and all the love of Facebook. I put another heart, sweat, and tears on that one as well. So make sure you cop that. And we also introduced Refer For and Pay No More. So if you want to pay zip, zilch, nada, zero, let us know. We can show you how you do that as well.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And with that, we're going to bring on our next segment. So excited right there about that opportunity for all the folks who are part of the community. But again, we're going to bring on our next segment, which is this young, incredible, lovely 25-year-old Debbie Salmons.
Let's go.
All right. So guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I am about to fire hose you. I'm going to give you a list of things because I want to talk about, my segments are about being in harmony, right? Being in harmony with yourself, being in harmony in your life, being in harmony in your business, just living in harmony. So I'm going to give you a teaser. I'm going to hit you with this list, but next Wednesday, I'm going to be training in depth on these points next Wednesday. So if you are not a paid member of the I Am Network group, you're going to want to do it. So I'm going to fire hose you right now. So I'm going to give you 9, and I'm sorry, I've got a dog scratching at the door, live TV, 9 simple rules to find harmony in your life. Okay. Rule number 1. And guess what? I'm not going into them, so you get to think about them all the way till next Wednesday. Rule number 1, harmony in disharmony can actually mean you're in harmony. What? Next Wednesday. Rule number 2, work is life and life is work. Rule number 3, please, please don't live someone else's life. It's yours. No one else's. Number 4, learn some more, unlearn, relearn, and learn some more. Number 5, whatever you do in your life, do it with passion. Number 6, find your sparkle because everybody's got one. Find your light. Number 7, guys, this is a big deal. Life is not a rehearsal. This is it, right? For this plane, this is it. Number 8, physical health is your mental health. They go together. You can't separate them. Number 9, a good and healthy and happy life is built with good and healthy relationships. Boom! There you go. And if you want to dig deep into them, which I'm going to do next Wednesday at 8 o'clock, if you are not a paid member, I'm telling you, reach out and let's get you hooked up. Back to you, Takoyo.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. Just enough to whet your appetite a little bit to get prepared for next week. So again, man, I'm super excited about next week, but this week's going to be more incredible because we got both of you, Ali D and Debbie, all at the same time. So it's going to be amazing. Yeah. The other way. There you go. You got it.
Wow. I did not know that. I thought Ali D was bringing the heat. I had no idea you two are bringing the heat together. This is going to be a special one for tonight. Yeah, that's awesome. Y'all are in for a treat.
Absolutely. And so real quick, because of for sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and get into my little motivation real quick. Because we've only got an hour here. Or can we go over budget?
It's up to you. This guy's got to go get a fake ID somewhere.
Okay. All right, good stuff. I don't know how to call my people in Las Vegas and see what we got.
I'm just saying, if you know somebody, let me know. That's why I called I'll Be Sure. I'm like, listen, you're a celebrity. Can I just use your ID? We kind of look alike. You told me that before, Takoyo.
Mm-hmm.
You gave me that.
Yeah. All right, so good stuff, guys. Let me go ahead and close this real quick here. But the thing is, guys, I want to kind of just go in real quick. Let me go with my solo here. But the thing is, I listened to a lot of things tonight, and of course, all those things. And again, this is my session, right? A motivational moment, and of course, that's my thing. Everybody knows it's my brand, a motivational moment, because I believe everything in life is a motivational moment. Obviously, we talked about Will Smith and that whole situation. That was a motivational moment, right? It could have been a motivational moment for someone, right? But it kind of went the other way. But again, so many people saw it differently, right? But here's the thing. I want to talk to you about, starting a business and then everything going wrong, right? Some of you in that business right now to where, again, it seems like nothing can go right, right? The team is coming, right? People are they're joining your team. And just as fast as they're joining your team, they're actually exiting the team, meaning they're quitting, right? Meaning they're going to different opportunities, whatever have you. And again, you find yourself in that situation where you're constantly having to start over. And I get it. And I understand, guys, it's a headache. It's hard. But just understand that you have to continue to keep on pressing forward because, again, those are the people who win. See, I remember, I can tell you a story. There was a gentleman, his name was Danny Katoa, right, out of Hawaii. This gentleman was in Hawaii, never done network marketing, never did home-based business before. But Danny Katoa started his very own meeting because he was the only person that was in Hawaii at that time for that particular company. So again, he had the opportunity to launch a whole, state, if you will, because he was the very first, had no experience, never did a meeting. The only time he saw a meeting was when he saw it online, right? Well, actually, I can't even say that because we didn't have online back then, but he heard about it, right? He saw videos about it, right? And so again, he went and started a meeting. And again, could you imagine starting a meeting in 8 months, month after month after month, nobody showed up. You were paying for a hotel room. One person would show up, 2 people show up. Your wife was the only person in the audience. See, some of you guys are going through that right now. You're trying to get people on Zooms and no one's showing up. No one's getting on. You can't see past today. You don't understand that, hey, listen, keep going. You don't understand, hey, get one more person on that Zoom. You don't understand what Danny Katoa understood. He just kept on doing the presentation. He just kept showing up. And so again, that's what I'm asking you to do today, is that continue to show up in your business. So no matter what happens with the ownership, no matter what happens with the product, the service, the comp plan, keep showing up. But also understand that we never leave a situation in a bad situation, right? And what I mean by that is, don't cut ties, don't burn bridges, because you never know when that person may come around and say, you know what, Debbie, I left the company, and it's been a while since I've done home-based business, but I just remember how you treated me. And that person joins your business. And so here's the thing. What if you would have quit? What if you would have quit? And that person called you and you couldn't get them started because you quit, because you gave up. That's why it's so important that you continue the race. That's why it's so important that you continue to every single day expose what it is that you do, because you never know whose life you're touching. More importantly, you never know whose life you'll change. That's why it's important, guys. Don't give up. Keep on pushing forward. No matter what's going on with the company, understand you are the deal, right? You are your own company. Like Ali said just a little while ago, guys, he understood he was the brand. The reason why people were joining, the reason why people were staying. Become the brand. So with that, guys, that's my portion. And real quick, we're going to actually go ahead and thank you. All right. I love the applause, even though it was quiet. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. We're going to go ahead and just talk about tonight. Tonight is going to be amazing. We're talking about 1 hour from now. You have Ali D and Debbie Salmons coming up in 1 hour from now. Again, if you're a paid subscriber, you know where to go. If you're not, you need to reach out to one of these, strategic partners and make sure you get the link. Make sure that you're connected, that you join the community, and then, of course, you can take advantage of it. But real quick, before we close out, guys, give us a little, just a little teaser of what we're going to talk about tonight.
Oh, I'm so excited for tonight. So tonight we are going to be talking about how to build your audience. And there's 2 main ways really to do it. And a lot of times these 2 ways are kind of at odds with each other, which is why I wanted to bring Debbie on, because I have one way that I prefer, and she has one way that she prefers, even though they kind of mix a little bit. But we want to talk about how it doesn't have to be one way or the other. We want to give you both of these ways. You get to choose how you want to run your business, but we're going to give you all the details on how to build your audience, and it's going to be awesome.
Good stuff. Debbie?
Yeah, I'm just going to piggyback again. We have our terms here, don't we? Piggyback. So yeah, I'm super excited because it absolutely is true. You can do a combination of things, right? Takoyo and I came up in a world that there was no internet, right? Until it was belly to belly, right? And now we've got the internet and we've got all this. What I'm finding is I am loving, just like I told you in my little list about harmony, I'm learning, and relearning and learning. So I'm excited. We're going to share some of the traditional ways I've built businesses, and we're going to get Allie's twist. And, guys, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be interactive. We want you guys to talk with us, and just get involved, that spur the conversation. So we're excited.
Yeah, let
Good
me just
stuff.
throw in there too. We have question and answer at the end, which is like huge. Like that's why I love this community that we have, that we've partnered together to make, because like to get group coaching like that where you get to ask your questions and have us work with you, like that usually costs like a lot of money. And so if you don't know, this whole program basically put together, it's only $1.50 a day. Like that is just like unheard of. So make sure you get in there and make sure that you get signed up so that you don't miss these live trainings and you don't miss the opportunity to ask us your questions and get them answered.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So, hey, we're going to go ahead and we're going to leave it with this right here. We're going to have everybody give a last word for about 30 seconds to a minute. Again, last word. Anybody go?
My last word is sign up if you haven't already and be there for the training. Because I'm just biased because I'm teaching it too, right, with Debbie. But like all of the trainings we have every Wednesday are amazing. And so if you want to grow your business, like this is where you need to be. So excited to see you later.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, guys, if you're not growing, you're dying. Okay. If you're not growing, you're dying. And that includes your business, that includes relationships, that includes your personal stuff. So those people that really in life appear to have the most, even internally, that are happy and content with their life, I'm going to tell you what, they're getting coaching, they're getting mentoring, they're getting people that are looking in and helping them from the outside and bonding together and collaborating. So I agree. For $1.50 a day, we're here. I am that media, right?
Good stuff. Good stuff. So again, hey, listen, I appreciate you all for listening and viewing. Understand this 6 o'clock every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. Every single Wednesday we come in. We have regular conversations just like this, speaking from the heart, telling the truth, telling our experiences that we've had in our lifetime over business, whether it be personal, individual business, brick and mortar business, network marketing. This is where we come out and we just tell you and spill our guts about what we've learned and where we come from. And so real quick, guys, what I want to do is real quick, guys, understand that, again, I lost my train of thought. I'm sitting here trying to put the things on the screen. Yeah. I did the Debbie thing right then. I was like,
brother.
Man, I don't know how Ollie's good at this stuff, man. But again, listen, guys, all I want to do is just want you to understand that at 8 o'clock tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 o'clock Central, you want to be in the house. Again, this is paid subscriber stuff. This is the, I guess back in the day, what we would call locker room. Would you agree, Debbie?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. What about Ali? You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is locker room. This is where you get those nuts and bolts. This is where you get the real, right? It's if you notice, Debbie hadn't cried on this show yet. Y'all noticed that, right? When she gets on live, oh my gosh. I mean, I'm just messing with you.
It's true though, but it's the meeting after the meeting, right?
Exactly.
That's where you
in-house, back room, locker room stuff where you learn the most things. And so, listen, guys, it's been a plum pleasing pleasure to have you guys on. I look forward to seeing you guys at the top, from the top, but over the top. Take care, take charge, and we'll talk to you soon.